The world is filled with mysteries. Some mysteries we can explain, and some we cannot. One of the most baffling mysteries is alien abduction. People from all walks of life report strange encounters. They wake up on exam tables, bright lights shine down on them, and strangers surround them. Are these stories real, or are they just nightmares? For many years, scientists dismissed these claims. But what if there's more to these stories than meets the eye? Dr. John Mack, a renowned psychiatrist, believed these experiences pointed to a more complex understanding of our reality. Mack's views on reality were deeply influenced by his research into alien abduction experiences and his interest in consciousness. He proposed that these experiences might represent encounters with a form of consciousness or interdimensional beings. Mack argued for a more open-minded approach to reality, including non-ordinary experiences. At the conference, he likely continued to advocate for a multidisciplinary approach, blending psychology, spirituality, and science. He believed human consciousness could access realms beyond physical reality. Mack suggested that alien abductee experiences might provide insight into these dimensions. He stood behind the belief that the beings abducting people were multidimensional or some form of consciousness that the government was still covering up at the time. So is it likely that the car accident was no accident at all? Dr. John Mack was a respected psychiatrist at Harvard University. He had spent years building a reputation as a man deeply rooted in science and reason. He was a man of science and reason, always seeking logical explanations for the mysteries of the human mind. So when patients started telling him about alien abductions, he was skeptical. He believed there had to be a rational explanation. Perhaps these patients were suffering from mental illness. He considered various possibilities, from psychological disorders to the influence of popular culture. Dr. Mack wanted to help his patients. He listened to their stories with an open mind, despite his initial doubts. He began to see patterns in their accounts. The similarities in their stories were striking and hard to ignore. Could these people actually be telling the truth? Dr. Mack found himself questioning his own beliefs and the boundaries of science. Dr. Mack had a turning point in his research. It was a moment that would change everything he thought he knew. He met a woman named Debbie. Debbie's case was different from anything he had encountered before. She had physical evidence that couldn't be ignored. Debbie had a strange implant under her skin. It was unlike anything Dr. Mack had ever seen. The implant was made of an unknown material. It emitted strange signals that baffled the scientific community. Dr. Mack was stunned by the implications. This was not something that could be explained away easily. The evidence was compelling and demanded further investigation. He realized that these abduction stories deserved serious investigation. They were more than just tales. They were potential breakthroughs in understanding. He dedicated his life to uncovering the truth about alien abductions. He pored over case files, worked late into the night, and left no stone unturned. He knew he was risking his reputation. Many of his colleagues were skeptical, and the media often portrayed him as a fringe scientist, but he didn't care. He had to find out the truth. For Dr. Mack, the pursuit of knowledge was worth any personal cost. The moment of truth had arrived, and he was ready to face it head-on. Unraveling the Enigma implants and the abduction blueprint. This section delves deep into the mysterious world of alien implants and the chilling blueprint of abductions. Dr. Mack's research uncovered startling evidence that shook the scientific community. He found that many abductees had strange implants embedded in their bodies, often without any visible scars or signs of entry. These implants were often metallic and emitted unusual frequencies that baffled scientists. The materials used were not of earthly origin. He also discovered a common narrative in abductees' stories, a kind of abduction blueprint that seemed to follow a specific pattern. Abductees reported similar experiences of being taken aboard spacecraft, subjected to medical examinations, and often encounters with beings they described as hybrids. These beings were often depicted as a mix of human and alien features. These similarities, coupled with the physical evidence of the implants, painted a compelling picture that was hard to dismiss. It seemed that something extraordinary was happening, something that defied conventional scientific explanation. The evidence suggested a phenomenon that was both fascinating and terrifying, leaving many questions unanswered. A wall of skepticism. Dr. Mack's findings were met with resistance. The scientific community ridiculed him. They accused him of being delusional. They said he was giving credence to crazy people. But Dr. Mack stood by his research. He knew what he had found. He published his findings in books and articles. He spoke at conferences and on television. He brought the issue of alien abduction into the public eye. For the rest of his life, Dr. John Mack continued to explore the phenomenon of alien abductions. He faced significant skepticism from the scientific community and the public. Despite this, he remained steadfast in his belief that these experiences were real and meaningful. Dr. Mack tragically died in 2004 after being struck by a car in London. Throughout history, individuals with sensitive information have mysteriously disappeared or met untimely deaths, leading to speculation about government involvement. As we reflect on Dr. Mack's journey, we are reminded of the thin line between skepticism and belief. His relentless pursuit of truth, despite overwhelming opposition, stands as a testament to the human spirit's quest for understanding the unknown. Whether you believe in alien abductions or not, Dr. Mack's dedication to his research opened doors to conversations that continue to challenge our perception of reality. His legacy lives on, urging us to keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep an open mind. In the end, Dr. Mack taught us that the journey into the unknown is just as important as the destination, even when shrouded in mystery and danger. Could you trust yourself to such depths, when even the people you hold higher regards turn on you, because you trust your analysis of information over what you are being told to believe? In closing, trust your research overall. The largest groups of people may very well be sharing the wrong information with each other.